And welcome to This Is Now. First at noon, a mother and daughter accused in the brutal beating of a Wahiawa woman with special needs remain in custody after a judge denied their request for supervised release. Dylan Anchetta reports.
18-year-old Jasmine Kilauea appeared before a judge Thursday as she faces charges of kidnapping, assault, and multiple counts of theft. She pleaded not guilty. Kilauea is one of the accused attackers of 21-year-old Carly Ng earlier this year. The victim has special needs, and video of the assault quickly spread online, infuriating the community. Her attorney asked for supervised release and a reduction in bail during her arraignment.
This is an individual who is 18 years old. She has no criminal record of any kind. She's not a flight risk. She does not have a passport. She lives at home with her mother, who I hope will be released this morning.
Prosecutors objected.
The state is specifically concerned that if released, there is a risk of retaliation towards the complainant for what happened.
The judge sided with prosecutors, keeping her in jail and maintaining bail at $45,000.
And at any point in time, if the defendant had any questions about whether she should be doing that, she had an opportunity to stop. And that did not happen.
Immediately after Kilauea, it was her mother's turn, 44-year-old Anela Vieira. She's accused of allegedly rummaging through the victim's bag, searching for money. Other family members were also reportedly involved.
It seems to have been done at the mother's direction, or at least with the mother's full knowledge and consent.
Vieira pleaded not guilty. She remains in custody after being denied supervised release. Her bail remains set at $10,000.
The person who is supposed to present an example and be a leader in the family and set the right example, orchestrated this against a special needs person. And at least that's what's alleged.
Last week, the victim's family released a statement saying in part, quote, "We, Carly's family, are relieved that charges have been brought against those responsible for bullying her. While nothing can erase the pain, injuries, and trauma that were inflicted, the charges represent an important step toward accountability and justice." The case now goes before a jury. The trial is set for the week of November 17th. Dylan Anchetta, Hawaii News Now.
Developing news from overnight of a shooting investigation at Kalihi Valley Homes. HPD was called to the area just before midnight on reports of shots being fired. Witnesses told police they saw a dark caravan leaving the area after the shots. No injuries were reported. Call Crime Stoppers with any tips. And Honolulu police officers seized 16 machines and more than $5,000 in cash from an alleged gambling operation in West Oahu. This was on Aoyong Homestead Road in Nanakuli at around 6 p.m. Wednesday night. They also arrested a 38-year-old woman for promoting gambling and possession of a gambling device. Relief for an Oahu landlord who spent months in court trying to evict unlawful tenants from his family's property in Hawaii Kai. H&N was there when sheriffs enforced an eviction order at a Nawiliwili Street home yesterday morning, almost 2 months after a judge ordered it be returned to Will Choi. The tenants, Todd and Missy Brewer, had refused to leave. Choi manages the home for his disabled sister. He admitted he did not thoroughly vet the Brewers, who had a history of not paying rent and past evictions. The mistake cost Choi more than $77,000.
I've never dealt with anybody that would be this dishonest and this fraudulent in how they present their information. Well, we're going to clean it up and we're going to see what we can do to get it rented, because the whole point of this house is we need the rental money to pay for my sister's care.
Choi says it'll take several months to get the property back in a rentable condition. After 93 traffic deaths in Hawaii so far this year, reaction to the governor's push for new road rules. Among the proposals, new categories for driver's licenses based on traffic incidents. Ben Gutierrez explains the executive order.
The governor's executive order doesn't change any laws, at least not yet. However, it does offer ideas on cracking down and enforcement, especially on those with repeat traffic offenses.
I think what's in the executive order today really uses some of the governor's powers to try and get a handle on this, do things that bring attention to the fact that there is more that can be done.
The governor's order says 71% of this year's fatalities involve vulnerable road users, including pedestrians and vehicles that aren't cars.
We're seeing a lot of other types of devices, whether it's electric bikes, foot scooters, probably things we don't even have names for out on our roadways. And I think this calls to action kind of the need to update a lot of those definitions, regulations.
The order calls for statewide rules on e-bikes and other high-speed electric devices, including restrictions on public roads and operation standards. The governor also wants new laws that would take vehicles away from repeat offenders.
Often you have repeat violators who tend to get off, or you make claims that I'm borrowing my auntie's car or whatever, so you can't take that.
The order also seeks a tiered system for driver's license renewals. Those with unsafe driving records would get more oversight and corrective measures before they could get their licenses renewed. The governor is also encouraging the DOT to come up with a way to use public recordings, such as dashcam videos, as evidence in investigations and enforcement.
And we've all seen the videos of the risky drivers, extreme risk that they're taking and endangering other people's lives, not just their own.
Finally, the executive order says the DOT will identify high-risk traffic corridors for enhanced enforcement, and the state will increase funding for authorities to monitor those corridors. Mothers Against Drunk Driving believes a lack of enforcement is a big reason for the increase in traffic deaths.
I think it's a direct correlation, absolutely. And it's, as you said, you see that blue light and you have a reaction. I have a reaction. I'm sure you do.
The executive order did not offer any immediate timeline on any changes. Ben Gutierrez, Hawaii News Now.
A local nonprofit is warning that millions of dollars for Native Hawaiian education is at risk through potential Trump administration cuts. Partners in Development Foundation says Hawaii nonprofits are bracing for $45 million in potential cuts next year. The money from the U.S. Department of Education's Native Hawaiian Education Program has been zeroed out by the administration's proposed budget.
Those dollars are at great threat right now, and so potentially won't exist by next summer. So it's a pretty significant, I'm calling it a cliff, pretty significant funding cliff that we're looking at.
It is pretty awful to see Hawaiian programs get targeted. And put it this way, if that program cut does go through, I think that we will probably litigate.
Partners in Development Foundation gets $15 million from the Native Hawaiian Education Program. That's used to fund programs like the Tutu&Me Traveling Preschool. It's now trying to diversify its funding and may even have to start charging fees if the cuts happen next year. To national news, ABC's decision to suspend late-night host Jimmy Kimmel has sparked concerns from some that the Trump administration is using the government to silence critics. Erica Brown reports.
In the wake of ABC's suspension of Jimmy Kimmel Live, President Trump suggested other networks could face consequences for negative coverage.
They give me only bad publicity, no press. I mean, they're getting a license. I would think maybe their license should be taken away.
FCC Chairman Brendan Carr, a Trump appointee, says the president has changed the direction of the country and is taking aim at legacy media.
We're going to continue to hold these broadcasters accountable to the public interest. And if broadcasters don't like that, simple solution, they can turn their license into the FCC. There's other things that we can do with it.
But the FCC only issues licenses to individual local stations, not networks. And it was the owner of a station group that helped push for Kimmel's suspension. Nexstar, the country's largest local broadcasting group, first announced it would preempt Kimmel's show. Nexstar is currently seeking FCC approval for a $6.2 billion merger with another media company, Tegna.
The issue here really is whether the government is using coercion or pressure to get private companies to do indirectly what it could not directly force them to do.
Many Democrats and even some Republicans say this sets a dangerous precedent.
If the government gets in the business of saying,
what you
we
can
don't
and can't
like
say
what you, the media, have said, we're going to ban you from the airwaves if you don't say what we like. That will end up bad for conservatives.
House Republicans blocked a motion to subpoena the FCC chair to testify before Congress. Erica Brown, CBS News, the White House.
Well, let's give you a live look at Kilauea right now for what was a jaw-dropping look at the current eruption. Just goes to show how dynamic these events are. Episode 33 is here, and it was glorious. Lava fountains soared into the air at Halemaumau Crater just moments ago. The fountain emerged a bit after 3 this morning, with lava heights surpassing 500 feet at times. So, Drew Davis, let's wait and see if we're going to get a re-emergence of the fountains anytime soon.
We swear it was just that we were just seeing the fountain, so it's very surprising to see that it has just stopped. But let's take a look at our exclusive Vog forecast out there. We've got a lot of the Vog is going to be staying off to the west and southwest of Hawaii Island because of the breezy trades we have in the forecast. Some light Vog possible over Maui County, Oahu. Really not so much for Kauai. We're going to be seeing the thickest Vog over the Kona coast of Hawaii Island and right around Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. Our winds outside right now, you can see breezy trades, of course, keeping all of that Vog off to the southwest. Actually seeing Kona winds in Kailua Kona right now, so southwesterlies over there. Seeing northeasterlies in Kahului around 26 miles per hour. Pretty breezy. Coming up in my full forecast, I'll break down how we've got a better chance for showers coming up. The details in just
Coming up ahead on This Is Now, changes over vaccine regulations at the federal level. We'll explain. September marks Hunger Action Month across the state, how a local nonprofit is meeting the need to feed Hawaii's families. Welcome back. Let's give you a live look right now at the Kaiser Permanente Mapunapuna Clinic as union employees represented by Unite Here Local 5 hold a rally. They're calling for higher wages and greater staffing levels as they negotiate a new contract, and rallies are also being held on Maui and Hawaii Island. The current contract expires at the end of the month and covers more than 1,900 Local 5 workers. Kaiser says staffing levels already exceed mandated nurse-to-patient ratios, and pay increases are part of ongoing negotiations. Meantime, union members are voting on whether to authorize a strike if an agreement isn't reached. Results could come as early as today. Much more on this story later this evening on Hawaii News Now. Today, more changes could be coming to the childhood vaccine schedule. A CDC advisory committee is set to weigh delaying COVID vaccines. Jared Hill has the latest.
A significant vaccine shakeup potentially on the horizon.
No conflicts of interest, yes.
8-3 with one abstaining, the CDC's new vaccine advisory panel voted Thursday to change its MMRV vaccine recommendation. instead of a combined shot protecting against measles, mumps, rubella, and varicella or chickenpox when a child turns 1. The committee is suggesting parents wait until they turn 4. For kids under 4, the new recommendation: 2 different shots separating chickenpox from the MMR vaccine.
Removing unnecessary risks and harms whenever possible.
The panel, brought on by Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., a longtime vaccine critic.
This committee is illegitimate.
The American Academy of Pediatrics pushed back, offering its own immunization schedule instead. Vaccine supporters point to examples like the measles shot. After it was introduced in 1963, cases plummeted 97%.
Much of the data is considered pretty settled.
Dr. Jody Guest is the senior vice chair of the Department of Epidemiology at Emory University.
There's not new evidence out there that we have been following that would show that you would want to change the guidance.
Today, the advisory panel is set to look into more changes, taking up COVID-19 shots. Jared Hill, CBS News.
And today, Hawaii Senator Brian Schatz offered this response to the vaccine recommendations.
And what we're saying is that this is avoidable. What we're saying is that people are about to experience an intense amount of financial pain and probably lose their health care. And we just want to fix this.
Hawaii is one of several states pushing back against vaccine uncertainty. Governor Josh Green recently teamed up with West Coast states to release their own science-backed recommendations for this year.
And stick around. Coming up after the break, your full First Alert forecast. We'll show you how we're expecting a better chance for showers this evening. The details coming up.
First Alert Weather with Drew Davis.
All right, well, happy Aloha Friday, everybody. We've got a wonderful look outside. It's beautiful out there right now, and we're expecting a better chance for showers as we're going into the evening. So let's break down the overall forecast. You can see again in our First Alert Vog forecast out there. Overall, the Vog from episode 33 of the eruption at Kilauea, which at the latest look of the USGS cam seemed to may have taken a pause. Of course, we're going to be seeing a lot of the Vog off towards the west and southwest of Hawaii Island. Breaking down the overall weather pattern, I want to show you what we have in store for this evening. We've got a lot of moisture that's moving in from a very weak front that fell apart to our northeast. You can even see a few lightning strikes in these cells off towards the north of Oahu and Kauai. Zooming in a little bit closer, most of the moisture is off to the north of Oahu and Kauai right now. Seeing a few sprinkles over the windward parts of Maui, and then Hawaii Island's been relatively quiet over the last hour or so, and a few clouds over the Mauka locations of Kauai. Kauai. Again, as we're going into this evening, we've got a better chance for these showers. You can see the moisture starting to move in this afternoon for Kauai, Oahu, and most of it again is going to be, excuse me, well to the north of the island, and seeing a few showers over the eastern half of the state as we're going into late Friday night, early Saturday morning. As we're going throughout the weekend, we've got a better chance for these showers sticking around, so a better chance for enhanced trade wind showers. Some of them may be heavy, and we're not really expecting this to be a washout, but still a better chance for some showers, especially with those showers just to the north of Kauai right now. It is possible we may see a rumble of thunder or two, but it's not going to be widespread out there. Our surf and shoreline forecast: northwest and south facing shores still seeing relatively small surf. East facing shores are on the decline, a little bit choppy out there still for this afternoon, and we are seeing a swell that's moving in this weekend for for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. It'll be on the decline as we're going forward. Of course, with the better chance for showers, we need the rainfall. Just taking a look at our drought monitor, we've got extreme drought not only near Waimea on Hawaii Island, but also developing near South Point over on Hawaii Island. Severe drought developing over Maui and Molokai and the south shore of Oahu, and then moderate drought across the south shore of Kauai. So we need the rainfall. Hopefully we'll get some rain over those areas that have extensive drought right now. And then we're going to be seeing showers going forward. Typical trade wind weather as we go into next week.
September is Hunger Action Month in Hawaii and across the country, and this morning we're checking in with a local smaller nonprofit that is making a huge difference. Casey Lund takes us to the pantry.
Aloha from the pantry. This is a unique operation that they have here. The folks that are in need of food, food insecure, those families, they go online. They select what they need. That cuts down on waste. It gives them a little more privacy, a little more dignity if they are a little hesitant to ask for help, and so many of our neighbors are, which is understandable. What's cool, though, is that the volunteers that work here at the pantry, they go through and they do the shopping for them. They pack up the custom boxes, and then those family or a loved one that is able to drive and pick it up, they come right here, they get it. It's easy, it's simple, and it takes a lot of work. It takes people like Judy Nobin, a volunteer who keeps everybody safe as they're driving up to the property. It takes all the shoppers, 1,000 volunteer shifts every single month to make this place work. Even though it's a small but mighty team, just 4 full-time employees, all women, by the way, like Stephanie Yates. Maybe is that why things run so smooth?
I think that's why.
We're not getting any emails. Easy, fellas.
Okay.
But this is really an awesome operation you guys have here. It means so much to so many people. I want to start with Stephanie because I want to hear Judy's story and why she volunteers. But first, walk us through Hunger Action Month, which is September, what you want folks to do and to know if they want to take action and help out the pantry.
Yeah, really, Hunger Action Month is 1 month of awareness, but 12 months of impact. And really what we're doing here is all month, you can sign up as a monthly donor. You can also come and volunteer, sign up your corporate team, make a donation, or just come on site and volunteer. And then you can also, they have a Give Aloha campaign at Foodland. Round up at the register would be amazing, or just spread the word.
Yeah, well, ideally all four.
Ideally all four, yes.
Get after it this month. But hey, maybe you can't give. Maybe you can volunteer. Maybe you're not in a financial position to do that. But do something to kind of help, because we do these stories all the time. You never know how many people are hurting. It might be your next door neighbor. It might be your a loved one, auntie, uncle, brother, sister that you don't know is struggling. So you can help somebody that's probably pretty close to you. Judy Noble is with me. Nobin, excuse me, is with me. And I want to talk a little bit about how you got started volunteering here and kind of what you do. You keep people in line out. I
keep everybody in line.
Yeah, I could have gathered that when I met you.
I started volunteering here way back about 4 years ago, a little bit pre-pandemic, and I met up with the Honolulu Sunrise Rotary Club, and they came here and they volunteered, and it was a one-shot deal, and I had a really fun time being here with everybody. And they left, and I said, well, what's your next mission? What's the next thing we're going to be doing? And they go, we're not sure yet. So I said, well, you know what? I really had so much fun at the pantry that I'm going to call them up. And I called them up. I said, could you use some more help? I have so much time and energy to give. So sign me up.
Yeah, and the rest is history. And what's it like? You have a unique opportunity because the shoppers come in here, they put everything, but you're really seeing the faces of every single.
I see each and every person that drives up, the keikis in the car,
probably
the
all
doggies,
different walks of life.
All different walks of life, and you can't judge them because even if they're driving a fancy car, because they're here picking up for their family or their friends or somebody in their complex that doesn't have transportation, and they come in here feeling a little guilty or a little nervous, and
Yeah.
It's just, it makes me feel good that they come in feeling a little sad and they leave with aloha and happiness. And
I love that.
I love it. I love it.
Ladies,
I feel like I'm really giving back to the community. I've been given so much.
Yeah, thank
I
you.
know.
So, thank you so much for
Yes,
sharing that, and Stephanie for all that you do. We want to shout out Janine Sullivan, who's the pantry founder and kind of runs things here. So, but a lot of help, of course. And speaking of that, volunteer hours are needed. For all the information, if you want to donate, go to hawaiinewsnow.com. We also can just send you to thepantry.org, their website, for all that information. We'll send things back into the studio for now.
Well, still to come, burger lovers rejoice. Shake Shack is coming to Hawaii when the popular fast food chain is arriving in the islands. Well, this is some Aloha Friday news right here, okay? This is something else. Big news for all you burger fans out there.
Shake Shack is coming to Hawaii. A location on Oahu is planned to open in 2027. The chain is famous for its made-to-order burgers, chicken sandwiches, and milkshakes. It's promising to feature locally inspired flavors in its first Hawaii restaurant. Shake Shack first opened in New York City in 2004 and now has 625 locations globally. I got to tell you, Mark, I am so excited for this.
An elite burger right there.
One of the best.
Many would contend In-N-Out is up there, but Shake Shack is something else.
Yep.
And finally, some cuteness. Adorable footage captured by the staff at the Nashville Zoo shows two of their clouded leopard cubs exploring their habitat. Video shows the cubs climbing trees and rolling in grass. We'll let this video play out there. What a pair of stories to end the show. Happy Aloha Friday.